the man of the hour. We heard on Friday that he will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame coming up at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, and it's a long time due. And that is the one and only, the legendary, and you can add Hall of Famer to that as well, Lex Luger. Lex, thank you so much for the time, and congratulations.
Hey, guys, how about it? Man.
What an honor.
Yeah, I'm floating on a euphoric cloud nine of love and congratulatory swimming in it. It's unbelievable.
Lex, I just saw you a couple of weeks ago, and the last thing I said to you was, brother, I live every day for the affirmations that you post, how much you love life and how much you want other people to love and live in that light. When I got the news and I heard, I almost wept because I know how much you would love and appreciate it. Can you tell us just a little semblance of how you felt when you got that news?
I just went back in time. If you told me 20 years ago I didn't even have anything to do with the wrestling business ever again at the place I was in, I'd almost given up hope of that ever happening. To go from there 20 years later to being announced in the Hall of Fame, wow, I get sorry, I got a little choked up there, sorry.
No, please. We totally understand.
Not normal. I'm at a loss for words, that's for sure. Oh, sorry, guys.
You know, you thought this was taken away from you, and you thought like everything you had given the business was forgotten and gone. And now you realize it wasn't. And now you realize that everybody's going to give you your affirmation and give you your respect. So when you look back at that, like what is it? What is it you're feeling in your head and your heart right now?
My feelings were, I do a lot of speaking and like try to encourage other people. I remember the first time when I was starting to get the other side of that 20 years ago, and you know, I met Jesus and my life started being immediately transformed. I was telling people what led to my story, and I was telling people how, oh, you know, I did this and that, made a lot of bad decisions, and I lost my family, and all. I'm going into, you know, telling people my story. A guy afterwards met this tattooed up Mariner guy at a rehab center. He goes, "Hey Lex, enjoyed your telling your story about what's happened in your life, how it's been turned around. But," he said, "one thing though you might want to change." I go, "What's that?" He goes, "You didn't lose your family. They didn't go anywhere. You gave them up for your nonsense." And he goes, "I just want to let you know." I go, you know, it was like, oh. And I said, "Man, you know what? Thank you. You're right." So I never looked at it was taken away from me. I gave it up for chasing after a lot of things in life that didn't really have any real meaning and making a lot of bad decisions. So I wasn't thinking, oh, well, people forgot, you know, taking that away from me. I gave it up. And to be given the gift back from the fans, the first time I got exposed to wrestling fans, I was hiding out in hotels back then. And my pastor, who led me to the foot of the cross, kept wanting to take me in a Walmart. I wouldn't go in because I'd never been in a Walmart. He finally talked into it. I went to that Walmart, and the love that those fans showed me got me like back out of my hiding in my hotel room, which is where I was at. Like, my stuff was in storage. 20 years ago, I was living out of a hotel room, and the love that those fans of Walmart showed me, man, they're like, "It's so good to see you out and about," because I thought my life was over as a wrestler, and because of bad decisions I made. So I never felt like anybody took anything away from me. I felt like I had squandered it all away. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And to be where I'm at now with this is just blows my mind.
Lex, don't think that you're the only one made mistakes. Everybody that's on this panel, Bullies made them, I made them, Davis made them. They made it 3 times or 2 times. He always two times,
Mark, not 3.
He
2,
reminds
please.
us at least once a week.
Oh, you guys, man, I'm telling you, always jazzing each other.
We just real,
I love
Lex.
your show.
We just real. Like I've done stuff that I'm ashamed of and I'm embarrassed for. And when you come to the conclusion that, you know what, I did that, I'm gonna spend the rest of my life trying to make up for it. And like I love seeing your face because of the smile that you have on it. And when you post stuff, I look at your posts, they come across my feed every day of how much, look at the stars, look at the sky. You might not ever see them again. It just, you put stuff so simply that it just makes me feel better as a human. Like, I hope you believe and understand your own writing.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Speaking of help, that DDP, I think he's the master promoter. He's been dripping on him and his lovely wife, they had me down to their new place they built on the beach like their forever home. It is so beautiful, and the setting is stunning on the beach down in Panama City. They built me a guest suite with ramps, and he was calling me on the phone time with the guy in the bathroom. What do you need? Grab bars, and that guy is one. I mean, Sting's my best friend, but man, DDP and I spent the last year together working out, and I mean, I don't think any of this might have happened at all without him. Him and his wife, they're special people, man. I'm telling you, God's given them a special gift of helping other people. It's just amazing.
There's definitely a special place in heaven for DDP. I mean, Lord knows he's going to talk Jesus's ear off, but still, there is a special place in heaven for Paige.
Throw my phone up. Bro. He's calling again. I got the guy in the bathroom. Where do you want the grab bars? I'm like, my gosh. He's unbelievable. He's amazing. He is so funny. Oh, my gosh. I love that guy.
Lex, when was the last time you were in front of 15,000 people?
That's a good question.
It's probably been a long time, right, brother?
Oh, yeah. Many decades. I don't know. Maybe 20 plus years. I don't know.
Are you prepared? Are you emotionally prepared for what is going to happen when you come out on that stage at the Hall of Fame and you stand up out of that chair and that entire place gives you a standing ovation like you have probably never experienced before in your career?
Man, you're being prophetic. I hope I could stand and maybe even walk, but we're not there yet. But man, we got a few weeks left. So, man, it's gonna. I can't even wrap my arms around it, Willie. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be. I'm kind of an extemporaneous speaker, so I'm just gonna kind of soak in the moment and hope I keep it together and just express my gratitude and thanks for what's happening. So, yeah, I really can't wrap my arms around it. That's a good question. That's a great question.
You know, Lex, we've interviewed you, and you've been gracious with your time. We've interviewed you many times here on Busted Open. I remember in a previous interview, we asked about when you do go into the Hall of Fame, who would you want inducting you? And you mentioned Sting, and you just talked about Sting being your best friend. Is that who you want inducting you at WrestleMania 41?
Well, a couple people have been discussed, and so I'm kind of going for. Have you guys ever had like a double header? Cause I'm not long-winded. You know, when I speak, I'll be a few minutes. So maybe could I have maybe more than one guy kind of up there with me at least? So yeah, I have two guys in mind, but it's got to go up through the chain of command with some various people. So we shall see. Stay tuned.
Okay, fair enough.
Lex, I got to ask you a really brutal, honest question. It just popped into my mind. Before some of the negative happened in your life, would Lex Luger from today have been able to convince Lex Luger from then that maybe he was heading down the wrong path?
I'd like to think I could, but the place I was in back then, I wasn't a real good listener to other people's advice. I thought I knew it all, knew what I was doing. To be honest with you, that's another. You guys asked some great questions today. Wow, you guys are going deep. I don't know. My family, everybody tried to reach out to me at the time, and I wasn't listening to anybody at the time. There was a level of arrogance and ignorance that I had about me back then that I don't know. I would have hoped. I hope that now maybe if people can see my story in totality, that they can know that there's always hope. And even I look at people who remind me of myself back then, similarly, and people are hating on them or something. I go, well, don't give up on them. People can get better. People can move through that, and they can change. So I don't give up on them. So sometimes we don't want to give up on people who are in a bad place. So yeah, I'd like to think I could, but hey, people have to. I've learned one thing with speaking at rehab centers, different places that I go and speak. You got to want to change, though. You can talk to them. You're blue in the face, but if they're not ready to change, but you can sow some good seeds maybe. And sometimes I've talked to people and they'll call you a few years later. Hey Lex, I go, yeah, but well, I'm clean now, or hey man, I got saved, and they didn't want to hear anything about the Lord or anything. I'm like, man, I was talking to you, but they said, I want to let you know I did listen, man. I took in what you said, and it made a difference to where I'm at now. So that's, as we talk about guys as a guys right now, we just can try to put a good word out there, like you said, Mark, and just hope it has an impact on people either now or maybe somewhere later in their lives.
Everybody that's just tuning in, we talking to Lex Luger and about him being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. And we got some really, really great information from Lex. One of my last thing, Lex, is this. I suffered from balling. And when I say balling, I wanted to show off all the time. My whole life I wanted to show off. And you talked about in your story with the not listening to people. There was a time when I thought that me punching somebody in the face was better than just listening to their objection. Have you run into any of those people that you used to be very curt with, and have you ever had a chance to amend your arrogance with them people?
Oh, most definitely. I meet people. I talk about who I was back then. Some of the guys I definitely didn't treat the way I would like to treat people or be treated myself, and I've apologized, and most have been very gracious and accepted my apology. So, yeah, definitely, for sure. I like to take every opportunity I can when I'm given that opportunity. Absolutely.
Lex, this is a long time coming, but as you know, timing is everything, and I think right now is the best time for you to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. And I think right now, I just want to take a moment to say thank you for everything that you've given to the pro wrestling business. And I am so glad that you're going to have this moment to shine, like Bully said, in front of maybe the biggest house or one of the biggest houses you've ever been in front of. And everybody's going to give you that standing ovation because you deserve it. You earned it. And I just want to say as a friend, I want to say congratulations and thank you so much for the time this morning.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much, guys, for having me on, man. I really appreciate y'all. Love the show. Love the show. Big fan.
Thank you. Can I ask one more favor?
Yes.
All right. So things are going really good. Can you rub some of that good luck on us so we get busted open 24/7? Can we get busted open 24/7, Lex?
I'll be lifting that up. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Lex. Appreciate you, buddy. Love you, man.
Thanks, gang. Man, keep up the good work, guys. Thank you.